All right, click to start. Then down at the bottom of the screen here, you have the little black icon. Click that. Click on your settings, choose your camera, facing back. Turn on the camera. All right.
I see a circuit board on the table. Could you please specify the brand or model number of the circuit board so that I can help you further?
It's a Raspberry Pi. I don't know what model. Can you tell me?
Okay, it's a Raspberry Pi. To identify the exact model, could you please check the top side for a small label with the model information printed on it? Or send a picture of the top side of the board so I can take a look.
Right there. Can you see it?
Yes, I can see it. It's a Raspberry Pi 4 Model B. What seems to be the problem you are encountering with it?
All right. I have this robotic arm right here. I want to connect it up.
Okay, you want to connect the robotic arm to the Raspberry Pi 4 Model B. To assist you, do you have the necessary cables or wires for the connection? And do you have a general idea how you intend to connect them?
Yes, I have these wires that are coming off of the servo motors on the arm, and I can click them right onto the pin pad. You just need to tell me what ones to connect them to.
I understand. You have the servo motor wires from the robotic arm and want to connect them to the Raspberry Pi 4. To determine the correct pin connections, I'll need a bit more information. Could you tell me what pins the servo motors use, or provide a picture of the servo motors to identify the wiring diagram? Also, do you know which pin on the Raspberry Pi 4 you want to use?
They're SG90s. You can see here. I can use any pin. There's nothing else on the Pi right now.
Okay, the servos are SG90s. Since you mentioned you can use any pin on the Raspberry Pi for these, let's proceed by assigning the servo motor wires to GPIO pins, starting with pin 11, then 12, and 13. To proceed, the red wire on the servo connector needs to connect to a 5V pin, the brown wire connects to the ground pin, and the orange wire connects to a GPIO pin. Please verify that you know where those pins are located on the Raspberry Pi 4 Model B. After we confirm the pin locations on the Raspberry Pi, you can move to connecting them. Does that sound like a good plan?
That sounds great.
Great, let's proceed. Before making any connections, can you locate the 5V power pin, ground pin, and GPIO pins 11, 12, and 13 on your Raspberry Pi 4?
Yep.
Or send a picture of the pin layout so I can verify it with you. This will ensure you connect everything properly and avoid any potential issues.
Well, I can
Okay,
see the GPIO 10 right there. It's marked on the board. I don't know the other pins. You're going to have to tell me starting left to right.
Okay, I see that you've located GPIO pin 10. Let's identify the other pins we need, starting from the left to the right. Looking at the top row of pins on the Raspberry Pi, pin 1 is located in the top left corner. To identify the rest from left to right, pin 2 is 5 volts, pin 3 is GPIO2, pin 4 is 5 volts, pin 5 is GPIO3, pin 6 is ground, pin 7 is GPIO4, pin 8 is GPIO14, pin 9 is ground, pin 10 is GPIO
Okay,
15.
so I will get a breadboard and I will connect them all up right now with jumper wires.
All right, you're planning to use a breadboard and jumper wires to connect the servo motors to the Raspberry Pi 4. That's a great approach for easy prototyping. Let me know when you have the breadboard and jumper wires ready, and we can proceed with the wiring instructions. Do you have any questions before you set that up?